Howdy, folks. Dr. Freedom here with you. Time some Doctor News. News from in and around the universe that may or may not excite you, invite you in, and cause you major pleasure, while others suffer slowly and claim that Chris Chibnall has eaten their cat. Yeah, just a lot of usual stuff. I know a lot of people have been going, how come you don't post more regularly, blah, blah, blah. It could affect your time. Look, folks, I don't make videos just for the sake of making videos. If there's not really anything newsworthy out there, I'll usually take a few days off these days. Plus, as I've explained to my viewers before, they've got us on 9-hour days now with 6-day weeks, so that's 54-hour weeks right now at present, and it's really draining. I'm not kidding. People don't realize, it sounds like no big deal, but yeah, after you've done this a while, it just knocks you unconscious. Like today, I literally got home, ate dinner, and next thing I knew, it was like 2 hours later. It's like, how come you don't exercise? Well, me and the treadmill are getting reacquainted here soon. You'll notice I've been cleaning up the room. You might spot a few things, running around here and there because I'm moving things around and getting things situated. So this way, I can get back to what I'm doing. Now, the biggest notable difference some of you might have seen is, of course, my clone trooper helmet is gone, but it's over here now where you can't see it. It's just off camera. So it's still there. It's just, I moved it. Okay, so let's get into the news. Let's see what we got. Ready, here we go. Okay, now at the very top here, David Tennant only just beats Jodie Whittaker to be voted the best ever doctor. Now remember, this is just a Radio Times poll that was out there, and literally, she won. Came in second with not even 100 votes. Tennant won by just 95 votes, 10,518 to 10,420. Now you got to remember though, this is just an online poll. It's not really anything worth going crazy about. Here was the stat results that came out. Now, of course, the detractors are jumping up and down, screaming about how it's all not legitimate. Oh, it was all fake. I go, oh, you mean just like those polls you guys were botting over on, your sacred cow of Rotten Tomatoes that suddenly has become the authority on what's good or bad, especially when, months before Series 11, Series 11, Freud Levin? Oh, sorry, no. Months before Series 11 even aired, it was being bombarded by negative votes over on Rotten Tomatoes. And the same thing happened with movies like Captain Marvel and all that. Where, come on, anything that's female-led is going to be bad automatically, which, by the way, led to Rotten Tomatoes, if memory serves, admitting to the fact that they had found out that, some of their polls had been botted, and that's why they got rid of a few choice polls on their website. Now, it's not to disparage Rotten Tomatoes, it's to disparage the people who are abusing Rotten Tomatoes' privileges, and that's literally what was going on. And they can't call it anything else, because they hadn't even aired yet, so how are they evaluating it? So, just a nifty little thing there. Like I said, it's not anything you're screaming about, but it's just kind of like, a taste of their own medicine. It's like, come on, it was all botted, it's cheated. All right, next up, Jodie Whittaker is going to explore her roots on Who Do You Think You Are? Now, the long-running BBC genealogy show, Who Do You Think You Are, will feature Jodie Whittaker along with other celebrity guests like David Williams, Liz Carr, and Ruth Jones as part of a series to air in October. Now, 13th Doctor actress Whittaker learns the reality behind a family myth surrounding her great-uncle's sacrifice in World War I while unearthing some uncomfortable truths about her great-great-grandfather in Yorkshire. And I don't want to give away too much right here, but this article covers a little bit of it. Of course, we all know, Eccleston had a little bit of a bone to pick with this particular series because he came out and said the reason they didn't have moms because they didn't find anything controversial or noteworthy in his past. So, yeah, up to you. Here you go. Now, Toby Haynes is going to direct a Rogue One spin-off series at Disney. So basically, this is a fellow who's directed Who episodes before and whatnot. I thought maybe this would be interesting. If you want to go check it out for yourself, see what this person's up to. Take a look back because he has directed Who before, as I said. Kind of interesting to see he's landed this, particular series over on Disney+. Now, as y'all know, Rogue One, everyone's freaking out because everybody died at the end, but it was never promised to be making sequels of it. And sadly, like I said, compared to a lot of the movies they've made lately, it was the only one that I really remember for the most part, Rogue One was the one that kicked ass and gave Darth Vader. Who the hell is Darth Vader? That doesn't even sound correct, right? Darth Vader. Come and see me. I'm Darth Vader. And it just, especially that scene towards the end, they gave Darth Vader back his gusto. One of the things I can't stand in the new Star Wars series is the fact that they've, oh God, YouTube's going to have a fit with this one. They have pussified Darth Vader to the point it drives me crazy. It's kind of bad, though, that, only his son with partial Jedi training, but still had enough of the power of the Force to take on his dad, won out in the end, good beats evil, yada, yada, yada. But now everybody was going up and beating the crap out of Vader like he was like, the black-plated stepchild of the whole damn franchise. And it's like, no, that scene at the end of Rogue One, in that little tunnel, or especially when, the guy, goes to visit Vader in his Sanctum Sanctorum down on that one planet, that's Darth Vader. Darth Vader is not a wimp for, half Padawans and crap who didn't even complete training to go out and beat his ass. All right, Tom Baker is delighted to have an ancient marine animal named in his honor. That's right. Australian scientists Dr. Patrick M. Smith of the Australian Museum and Dr. Malt C. Ibach, the University of NSW, have named a newly discovered species of extinct marine animal in honor of Doctor Who actor Tom Baker. The new trilobite, Gravicelimene bakeri, was found as a fossil in the shales of the Gordon Group, northern Tasmania. It is dated from the late Ordovician. What the hell is this crap? Well, it was a fossil. It was from 450 million years ago. So they're naming it after Tom Baker. I think he got a kick out of it. All right. Harry Melling talks about Doctor Who, J.K. Rowling, and all that. He said there are far more interesting people to play Doctor Who than himself, is the main quote out of this one. Everybody seems to think that because somebody was a son of a past Doctor or somehow related to a past Doctor, they should be automatically legacied into the role. This happened a lot with Sean Pertwee and whatnot, and Sean has never pursued an interest in being the Doctor. I don't think he didn't want to try to fill his dad's shoes, and they've tried doing the same here with Harry Melling, and he said, no, there's far more interesting people who could play the Doctor than myself. So go ahead and check that out. Okay, Peter Davison is going to star in the Call the Midwife Christmas special. Davison, you sell out. So he'll play Mr. Percival, the ringmaster of a circus, which brings a large crowd to Poplar, or wherever the hell that is. I never got into that whole Call the Midwife thing, but some folks have. And Peter Davison will be making an appearance on it. Bradley Walsh lands a £2 million boost with the Blankety Blank deal, making him the UK's best paid presenter after Ant and Dec. The popular star has just signed to a 6-figure deal for BBC's Blankety Blank, which has leapfrogged the likes of Graham Norton, Philip Schofield, and Gary Lineker. And it's amazing to me how there are certain hosts in the UK, and I'm not saying they don't deserve it, but I'm just saying one of the things they bitch about on shows like Doctor is the fact they don't have a budget, yet you've got presenters making millions of pounds per year. And a lot of people are like, oh, we'll just get somebody to be the Doctor. Doctor only makes right now $240K a year. It's like, that's chicken feed compared to £2 million a year. Come on. So Bradley Walsh doing well. And lastly, this is an article that popped over on Blogter. And it's basically, what could be next as far as animation. Now, we've already heard a few titles drifting out there via the Mirror and all that. And, of course, which, matter of fact, go down in the comment box. Tell me which title that, of a lost episode you'd like to see animated next, to get it back out there. And maybe we'll have a discussion on it down there in the discussion box of the comments. And, of course, everybody's been saying Marco Polo, but I had a friend of mine that said, look, the problem with Marco Polo is there's a lot of scenes that have a lot of background characters, and if you have more than so many background characters in a scene, it complicates the hell out of animation. It really, really does, because you have to give them some motion, all that. Otherwise, you wind up from them screwed up rotoscope scenes, in those Lord of the Rings, from way back in the 70s, where you had orcs dancing around, in the background, because they're rotoscoped actors, and you have cardboard cut out of a bunch of guys just standing there I don't know. Ugh. So that's why they're very careful what they animate. Well, folks, I'm sorry this is a long time coming. I've been meaning to put this one out for about a week now. Like I said, it's hard to do regular videos these days because, my real life job has got me, just jumping and a hopping. because, of course, we got a little behind because of the COVID thing, and now we're trying to catch up. And plus, we got, new vehicles coming in that need engines, and we're just now starting them. So it's going to be an interesting rest of the year. All right, so everybody, please take care of yourselves and each other. Please, wear your mask. Remember, COVID is still out there. You may think, oh, I'm immune to the COVID because I've never caught it. I don't need to wear a mask. I have a special immune system granted me by my Thetan consciousness or some crap like that. No, don't do that. Wash your hands. Take care of yourself. If you don't like wearing a mask, just do it to make others feel better. That's what I do. So take care of yourselves, have each other. Have a great night. See you on the flip side, kids.